You took your time. Let's talk. Travel never used to take this much out of me. Oh well. Now that you're here, we can begin our investigation of the crypt. The adept and the prefect volunteered to scout ahead. They haven't returned. That means it's up to us. We must stop Zumog Foom from reanimating Cadwell the Betrayer. Something has prevented them from returning. I can only assume the necromancers or their undead have done them in. Where they were forestalled, we must prevail. Otherwise, Zumog Foom and the dragons get one step closer to fulfilling their plans. Don't be a fool. Our first priority is to stop Zumog Foom and keep him from aiding the dragons. After that, we can worry about everything else. Provided we survive, of course. Cadwell, what happened to you?
Thorn, old sport. They ripped it out of me.
We may be too late. It appears Zumog Foom has already taken what he needed from Cadwell. You check on him. I'll stand back and be ready to act, just in case the necromancer placed some sort of trap upon our soul-shriven friend. After taking what he needed, Zumog Foom could have enchanted Cadwell. An explosive rune, a sigil filled with a wasting disease. The necromantic possibilities are endless. Talk to Cadwell. I'm sure it's safe. I'll just be over here, planning.
I'm afraid I bungled this one royally, old friend. I opened a portal, meant to put the villainous Zumog Foom to the sword. He got the better of me. The necromancer stole my essence, flung it to assorted ritual sites throughout the lair. Now I'm weak and my old body is being restored. The big cat and the Imperial, they arrived shortly after I did, but they didn't fare much better. I'm not sure what Zumog Foom did with them. I've just been standing here trying to recover enough strength to give it another go. Charge me up again? Capital idea, and I agree. We can't let the betrayer join the dragons. That reminds me of a time. No. Can't think. Too weak. I'll stand with you as long as I can. Could use a bit of a lie down, though.
I'll delay Zumog Foom's ritual as long as I can. You take Cadwell and see if you can recover his stolen energy.
Ah, good old Abner. The nastier he treats you, the more you know he loves you. I may be weak, but I still have a few battles left in these old bones, or whatever stuff it is I'm actually made of. If we can restore some of my energy, though, I'll be ever so grateful. I opened a portal, meant to put the villainous Zumog Foom to the sword. He got the better of me.
You left us to die, Kano.
Our blood is on your hands.
No! I won't allow you to interfere with the ritual! That glowing cloud. It's holding this ritual together.
How refreshing. Let's find the rest of it and put it back where it belongs.
Those soldiers were under my command. They died following my orders. Thank you for releasing me from that ordeal. Other than torturing me, I think it was part of a larger ritual being performed by Zumog Foom. They were using my suffering, merging it with Cadwell's energy to... I don't know, it felt like something was feeding from me, growing stronger. Foom's followers fell upon us the moment we entered the crypts. We never stood a chance. They dragged us in different directions and immediately began the ritual. I assume Zamorak was taken deeper into the lair.
You never know what you're missing till it's gone. I'm just glad to have that old bit of me back where it belongs. What say we go and find the rest?
You were never strong enough, Zamorak. I died because you were weak.
Praying to the moons won't save you, cat.
Just more fuel for the ritual.
Zamorak failed. Again.
Ah, welcome back, little energy. I missed you so.
Zamorak always fails the ones who count on him the most. Careful, Walker. You do not know the burden that Zamorak carries. The guilt Zamorak feels whenever he remembers those he failed. How dare you say... No. No, you are right to chide Zamorak. This one let the necromancers wield his guilt against him. Never again. The scent of death and decay is stronger through that door. Go. Stop Zumog Foom. Zamorak will catch up. Zamorak always fails.
You never know what you're...
You're a senile old fool, half-brother. How could you be so reckless? The dragons are your fault!
Your past will destroy you after all.
Get rid of that damn cloud!
That hits the spot. Did you know I used to be a High Chancellor? No, wait. No, that bit belongs to Abner.
Zumog Foom is stronger than I anticipated. Or perhaps my powers have degraded more than I realized. Either way, you arrived just in time. If I had to listen to my half-sister prattle on for an instant longer, I would have chewed my own arm off. Believe me, it wasn't my intent when I opened the portal. Foom used a siphoning ward of some sort. It redirected my spell and trapped me in that cloud of energy. They're using Cadwell's essence to power their ritual. It's rather ingenious, actually. I really have no idea. Perhaps it was an echo pulled from my deepest, most morose memories. Perhaps not. While I recover my strength, head through the southern door, I sense a culmination of magic. Zumog Foom must be close to completing his ritual.
I'm practically my old self again. Well, not that old. I feel like me, not that other me from long ago. Oh, this is so confusing. Let's just keep going. Tally-ho!
Zumog Foom.
Five Claw. This one doesn't have much time. Nalado should not be here. This one should be prowling the sand behind the stars and preparing for the next pounce, not lingering in this fetid tomb. Zumog Foom called Nalado back. He planned to use her in a foul ritual, but dead or no, Naladol is still a soldier. His follower never stood a chance. This one sensed something. Decided to wait here a little longer. Naladol thought the cloud of energy reminded her of the strange knight adorned in cookware. This one thinks she absorbed the energy when she killed the necromancer and disrupted this part of the ritual. Return it, perhaps, though that will certainly shred this spirit form. No matter, Nalado no longer belongs in this realm. Tell Queen Carmira and Garashri that Nalado says farewell. Now, prepare yourself, strange knight. This belongs to you.
The cat captain, she's sacrificed herself. For me. I don't know what to say. We need to hurry, my friend. Zumog Foom is almost finished, and I'm starting to find this whole looking through two sets of eyes thing to be quite disorienting.
Neither you nor that bumbling corpse stand a chance!
I'll have you know, I'm barely 1/4 cadaver on my mother's side. What's
Two of you can't exist in the same reality, soul shriven! The stronger the betrayer becomes, the weaker you will grow!
chair. Of course, I planned to deal with the orc myself once my reanimation was complete. Now that I'm whole, I have a destiny to fulfill. So, cheerio! I always heard that introspection could be difficult, but meeting yourself. No one likes to discover that they were a tallow catch. Try not to hold it against me. Him and me were two sides of a dented coin. I don't think the world can handle more than one Cadwell at a time. My essence, I feel it draining away. Strange as the end approaches, so does clarity. You will try to stop him for me, won't you? Finish what I started a long, long time ago. I remember how we stopped the dragons. Kunzari and we tricked Calgronti, used his own ambition against him, convinced him to place a portion of his power in Jode's core. Calgronti ordered his brothers to follow suit. Once weakened, we were able to trap them in the halls of Colossus. Then the betrayer, then I killed Kunzari. I earned that name. I planned to steal the power, but Anequina's adepts... I'm still here. Chimera. She looks like Anequina. So pretty. Anequina possessed a key to a special place. That's where I learned to use portals. Luckily, they cut off my head and dismembered me before I could reach Jode's core. I guess you have to chop him up again. Tell Chimera she has the key, and look out for the
Could that be the key to using the dragon horn?
The same notion occurred to me, Queen Chimera.
Wait, here comes Tarn and the others. Five Claw, talk to me.
The Queen has been anxious since you and the others left to deal with Zumag Fum. She's waiting to hear what happened. I suggest you report to her immediately.
I am happy to see you and the others, Five Claw, and I'm eager to hear what happened. Wait, where is Cadwell? That does not bode well. The betrayer of Kunzari was a great hero who became a terrible villain. It took all the remaining champions and the moon priests of Anequina to stop him. But how does the betrayer's return help the dragons? A special place? That does not give us a lot of information to go on, Five Claw. Did Cadwell tell you anything else before he disappeared? The ancient legends. I have been studying them. They mention Jode's core, a vault of some kind. Kunzari tricked the demons into storing their power there, though now we know that the demons were dragons. A metaphor, yes? As for a key... Everyone, meet in the royal study. I have something to show you.
So much to do, so little to do it with. Moons give us strength.
Cadwell spoke of an Equina, one of Kunzari's champions. He mentioned a key. I think he meant my pendant.
Zamorak remembers. Your mother wore it before you. Does it have more than sentimental significance?
It hides me from magical detection. Mother would take my pendant in her hand and whisper, "When Kunzari smiled, an Equina asked the moons to move for him."
The Shadow Dance Temple ruins? Is that where the betrayer has gone?
I discovered as a young girl that the pendant and this ancient map interact in interesting ways.
Interesting. A magic pendant. I wonder if Chimera would allow me to study it. After she's finished using it, of course.
Zamorak remembers Chimera's pendant. Her mother, Queen Numara, wore it before she gave it to her daughter. This one did not know it possessed such an enchantment, though.
I learned the stories of Kunzari from my mother. Did I tell you she was a moon singer before she married my father? She said the pendant once belonged to an Equina. I am related to an Equina. Direct descendant, according to the moon priests. An ancient ruin. The place was once the Shadow Dance Temple, but now it is nothing but tumbled stones. Still, Cadwell indicated the pendant was the key to finding the betrayer. What else do we have to go on? Yes, from Kunzari's story. He tricked the demons into giving him their power. Then an Equina moved the moon so he could store the power in Jode's core for safekeeping. Of course, now we know the demons of the story were actually the dragons. In their weakened state, Kunzari was able to trick the dragons and trap them in the halls of Colossus. But one of his companions betrayed him, stabbed him in the back, and went to the place of the Dark Dance to steal the demon power. I think you are right, Fiveclaw. The betrayer must want to finish what he started in the ancient time. But the dragons also want that power. Are they working together? Either way, we need to get to the temple ruins. As we saw on the map, the ruins lie in the foothills east of the Scar, between Orcrest and the town of Hakoshe. We will meet you there.
Interesting. Chimera's waiting for you inside. If the dragon circling overhead spots us, I'll try to drive it off.
Zamorak will assist.
Yes, I'm sure your fists will make all the difference.
Zamorak will assist Tarn against the dragons. In the meantime, you should go inside. Queen Chimera is waiting for you.
The dragons are definitely anxious about something. No sign of the betrayer, though. Go inside and help Chimera, but do it quickly. We're too exposed out here for my liking.
If there is more to this ancient temple, I do not see a way to access it. This is the right place. I can sense it. But nothing in this chamber looks like it can make the moons move, or open a path to Joan or Jode. What are we missing, Fiveclaw? And Riddlethar knows I have tried everything I can think of. I held it out, I presented it forcefully, I even shook it vigorously, but nothing happened. I do not know what else to do. My memories and the Kunzari stories, everything jumbles together. Too much research has crowded my mind. Wait, maybe... I remember one thing Mother used to say. Maybe if I repeat her words while I hold the pendant. When a Nequina's blood calls, the shadow dance begins.
By the moons, you opened the path.
You go ahead. Zamorak and I will deal with the dragon outside. Somehow.
Moons watch over you. Come, Fiveclaw. Let us see where this leads. Beautiful. Why was this hidden for so long? No time to explore this place. I just picked up the scent. I think the betrayer is ahead of us. You said the betrayer has the same ability to open portals as Cadwell. Such power means that few places are close to him. Come, we must catch him before he finds whatever drew him here. This place has guardians, it seems, but they could not stop the betrayer. The betrayer sent. He came this way. That relic. See what you can make of it, Fiveclaw. That relic. Look at the craftsmanship. It is beautiful. I sense something. A power. Examine the relic, Fiveclaw, but do it carefully. I think so. I can hear it sing, a sound like moonlight. I believe it represents the lunar lattice, one expression of it at any rate. This is what the betrayer seeks. Jacques, the lunar lattice. One of its aspects is Jode, another is Joan. The lattice portrays the phases of the moons as they trace their path across the sky. This relic is connected to when Anequina moved the moons. We need to determine how. Some sort of mummies from the looks of them. I have explored places like these, and a few of them contain such protectors. They attack any and all intruders, so the betrayer will be hindered by them as well. spirits awaken. The temple recognized me. I am becoming attuned. That relic, it is connected to the lunar lattice. When you touched it, something spoke to me. I am becoming attuned. Help me find the remaining lattice relics and complete my attunement. It is the only way to stop the betrayer and the dragons. The moon priests that served this temple, they were attuned to the lattice and the hidden paths. They could move the moons and dance through the shadows. The betrayer was attuned in the ancient past. I think that is why Cadwell can use portals. The temple, the lattice, they recognized Anequina's blood and sang to me. It all makes sense now. Anequina moved the moon so Kunzari could reach Jode's core. The betrayer wants to do the same for the dragons. You must listen more closely, Fiveclaw. The betrayer is attuned. When he reaches the temple sanctuary, he will activate the moon gate apparatus and put the moons in motion. I need to finish my attunement before that happens.
Hid away, and I need to move the moons to reach it. Counts must die along the way. What of it?
You're insane!
You talk to your new god like that? Manners!
Activate it for me, Fiveclaw. The temple relic, Fiveclaw. Activate it so the process of attunement can continue. The temple showed us the ancient past. After the betrayer killed Kulzari and came to this holy place, he killed the moon priest to force his attunement. The voices of Joan and Jode grow dim. Activate the relic now, please. I need to do this properly. When Anequina performed her attunement, Kunzari accompanied her and activated the relics. The temple identifies me as Anequina, so you must be Kunzari. Somewhere ahead of us, on his way to the temple sanctuary to make the moons move. I need to finish my attunement before we face him. So, please, Fiveclaw, let us get on with it. I understand. Moving the moons causes an eclipse. That opens the way to Jode's core. The betrayer attuned himself and hoped to align the moons as Anequina did. But the moon priests and the remaining champions stopped him. Oh, now I see how he planned to do it. It is so simple. Hurry, we have one more relic to activate. The attunement process. Through it, I can hear the moon sing. And I hear another voice. It feels like a part of me. I hear an Equina who cries for the innocent blood the betrayer spilled so long ago. We cannot let him open the way. The betrayer was always more interested in glory and power than being a true hero. The prize waiting in Jode's core was too much to ignore. He murdered Kunzari and attuned himself so he could move the moons and walk the secret paths.
It's almost a shame how Enequina's faithful keep throwing themselves at my blade. Almost.
Activate it, please. Activate the final relic 5 claw, and my attunement will be complete. Then, no matter what else happens, we will have a chance to stop the betrayer and the dragons. I can hear the moon sing, my friend. Once the attunement process is complete, I will be able to move the moons like an Equina and walk the secret paths like Cadwell. We need those abilities to save Elsewhere. Now, we need to reach the temple sanctuary. Wait, my friend. Let us talk before we confront the betrayer. The ancient memories become clearer in my mind with every passing moment. We follow the same path as the heroes of legend. Kunzari, Anequina, the betrayer, they all walked these steps to reach Jode's core. I see the truth of the myths and legends. Kunzari tricked Calgrantid into storing the might of the dragons in Jode's core. Then, the heroes of the Krajund lured them into the halls of Colossus and sealed the doors. Yes, he murdered Kunzari and then came to this temple to gain the power to move the moons and open the way to Jode's core. You see, the path only appears at the moon gate of Anequina when the moons are aligned, as in an eclipse. True. But many died before they lopped off his head. The betrayer was the greatest warrior of his day. If it comes to a battle, it will not be an easy one. There is an apparatus in the sanctuary, linked to the larger moon gate. That is what we seek. We are about to enter the place where the betrayer faced his greatest failure. Where he died at the hands of the remaining heroes and moon priests. We must make sure history repeats itself. The shade of Anequina darkens with rage whenever I think about him. Even before his betrayal, she detested the man. He was vain, proud, a great sword fighter, but full of ego and hubris. Perhaps that is his weakness, his pride.
Too late! Fools! The eclipse has started! I'm going to share the power with the dragons. Magnanimous, don't you think? Yeah, let's the open wide. Oblivion.
The betrayer did something to the apparatus. The moons cannot hear my plea. No. The betrayer has set the moons in motion, and they will not answer to my song. There is nothing to stop the dragons from using the moon gate of Anequina to reach Jode's core. Not yet. This apparatus moves the moons, but the moon gate of Anequina creates the portal to Jode's core. Luckily, I sent forces there to defend it from the dragons. We will join them. But first, the memories tell me we have one more task here. Anequina's memories show me how she once used the dragon horn. The combat dragon horn you gave me. It needs to be energized, have its power restored. Activate the nearby temple relic, and I will charge the dragon horn. All of it, into the dragon horn.
A dip in cold water is refreshing, pleasant, and I'm fit as a fig tree. Now, where's the evil me? Where is the fiend? Let me at him. I returned as soon as I could to help you give the betrayer a good thrashing. I feel tip-top, I must say. I thought it was the cozy confines of my beloved Cold Harbor, but I suppose it has more to do with the destruction of my other half. Well, good show. The world is saved. That doesn't sound good. Let me think. If I concentrate, I can recall what was going through my despicable other self's mind. He wanted to make sure no one could stop the path from opening. He promised the dragons. I'm afraid not, at least not from here. He did something to the apparatus. It can't be used again. Chimera might be able to separate the moons, but she'd need to do it at the moon gate. She looks a little peaked, though, doesn't she?
I am all right. Cadwell, can we use your portal to return to Riemann?
Of course, Chimera. It's ready. I feel like 1,000 pieces of gold. Just delightful. But poor Chimera, she appears to have the weight of a mammoth on her shoulders. You should talk to her.
The eclipse approaches, and with it the opening of the moon gate of Anequina. We have a short amount of time before the way to Jode's core appears. At least I am attuned, and I was able to charge the Dragonhorn. Gareshri has already gone to the moon gate of Anequina to take charge of the forces there. We will join him shortly. Thank you for helping with my attunement, Fiveclaw. With you and my ancestors beside me, we will find a way to stop the dragons. We stopped the betrayer, but not before he set the moons in motion. Soon they will align. When the eclipse occurs, the moon gate of Anequina will open and grant access to Jode's core, which is exactly what the dragons desire. Some, but not a lot. Luckily, we anticipated the connection to the moon gate and sent Gareshri ahead with whatever forces we could spare, which was not as much as I would like. I just wish we had something else to fall back on. The combat Dragonhorn is charged, but we still do not know its full capabilities. We must not waste its energy, so we will save it until absolutely necessary. We should make our way to the moon gate now. Tell our companions, it is time. Our companions left the palace to wander Riemann and consider what is to come. Find Abner Tarn, Zamorak, and Prefect Kalo. Cadwell too, if he is still around. I would like them to join us at the moon gate, but will understand if they decide not to. The ancient structure rises out of the jungle far to the southwest. To think, a place known primarily as a pilgrimage stop and historical curiosity may turn out to be the site of Elswere's most crucial battle yet. The moon gates are among the oldest ruins in Elswere. Of the few sites we know of, the Anequina ruin is the most well-preserved. Moon priests consider it sacred. The Riddlethar ties it to the lattice. The rest of us, we see a pile of old rocks. I can only tell you what I experienced. I became one with the temple. With all its memories and past experiences, I connected with my bloodline, with the first Anequina herself. I was attuned. I underwent the process of attunement, the same as Anequina and the moon priests of the temple, the same as Cadwell. I know how to make the moons move, provided we find a working lunar lattice apparatus. Some of the stories about Anequina speak of her teleporting from place to place. I see something about portals, but it does not make much sense. Perhaps when I have had 1,000 years to practice, I will be as competent as Cadwell, yes?